Did you know that choosing the wrong website host can literally break your WordPress site? And no, not all hosting is created equal. A slow, unoptimized host can make visitors bounce off your site before it even loads. And if security isn't top-notch, your site could be vulnerable to hackers and malware without you even knowing it. Today, we're breaking down the key differences between general web hosting and WordPress-specific hosting, because picking the wrong one could cost you your site speed, security, sales, and even your Google rankings. So it's important that you get it right. Here's what you learn in this video. First, the difference between standard web hosting and WordPress-specific web hosting. Second, how the wrong choice can slow down your site and expose your site to security risks. And third, which hosting type is the best fit for your website. If you ever struggle with slow site speed or security issues and switching your host fixed the problem, let us know in the comments down below. And if you're serious about making the best choice for your website, hit the like button and stick around to the very end so you don't miss any tips. Now let's get started. All right, before we dive into the big differences, let's break down the basics, because understanding the foundation of web hosting will help you make the right choice for your site. What is web hosting? At its core, web hosting is just a server, a computer that stores your website files and makes them accessible to visitors. With a general web host, you can host pretty much anything: WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, or even just a plain, simple HTML website. Regular hosting plans usually come with a control panel like cPanel, where you manually install WordPress, optimize your settings, and handle updates yourself. It gives you more flexibility, but it also means more responsibility. And that's fine for your experienced users, but if you're a beginner, it can be pretty overwhelming. And with general web hosting, you'll find different tiers. There's shared hosting, where your site shares resources with others. There's VPSs, which are virtual private servers, where you can get a virtual slice of a server. You can have dedicated web hosting, where you get the whole server to yourself, and cloud hosting, where your site is hosted across multiple servers around the world for better reliability. No matter which one of those options you choose, you're doing most of the work yourself, because it's just general web hosting. Now, what exactly is WordPress hosting? It is hosting that's specifically built for WordPress websites. That means the server is fine-tuned for performance, security, and ease of use. With most WordPress hosting plans, you get a one-click WordPress install, automatic updates, built-in caching, built-in security, so your site runs faster and is more secure out of the box with no extra work on your part. It's all done for you. So far, we've talked a lot about site speed, but security is also super important. With general web hosting, you'll need to install your own security plugins, set up firewalls, monitor for malware. If you don't, your WordPress site could be an easy target for hackers. With WordPress-specific hosting, on the other hand, you have much stronger security features, and they're built in, including firewalls, malware scanning, automatic backups, so your site is protected 24/7. And all those things are included with WordPress-specific hosting. And trust me, recovering from a hack isn't fun. If your site gets infected, you could lose data, SEO rankings, and even customer trust. The bottom line, if you're running a WordPress website, WordPress-specific hosting removes a lot of the technical headaches and makes your site run smoother, faster, and safer. Possibly the best feature of WordPress-specific hosting, especially for beginners, is the support. If you run into a problem on a general web hosting plan, their support can assist you with simple things. But when it comes to troubleshooting WordPress-specific problems, you're often on your own. With WordPress-specific hosting, however, you get support from WordPress specialists who actually understand the platform inside and out. So whether it's a plugin conflict, or performance issue, or security concern, you get help from people who know exactly what to do. And that type of service can be worth its weight in gold. Now that we covered some of the differences and similarities between general web hosting and WordPress-specific hosting, let's take a look at some real-life scenarios that can affect your website and how the different hosts would respond to those situations. Imagine this. You launch your website on a basic shared hosting plan, thinking it's a great deal because it's cheap. But as soon as you start getting traffic, your site slows to a crawl. What happens next? Visitors leave before your site loads. Google sees that people are bouncing and your rankings start dropping. You could be losing leads, sales, and potential customers just because your host can't handle the traffic. As you probably guessed, this is not an issue for WordPress-specific hosting with auto-scaling servers. Another huge issue, security. A lot of general web hosts don't focus on WordPress-specific vulnerabilities, meaning your site is at higher risk of being hacked. Hackers exploit outdated plugins, weaker server security, and they can use brute force attacks to guess logins to your website. If your hosting provider isn't proactively securing your WordPress site, you could wake up one day to find your entire business locked behind a ransom message. WordPress-specific hosting often includes all the built-in security features you need to protect yourself, which significantly reduces your chances of being hacked. Here's another nightmare scenario. You update WordPress or install a new plugin, and suddenly, boom, your site crashes. This happens because some general web hosting providers don't keep up with WordPress's latest requirements. If they're running an outdated PHP version or they don't support critical WordPress functions, your site could stop working without warning. WordPress-specific hosting providers, on the other hand, are constantly updating their servers to ensure full compatibility, so you don't have to worry about surprise crashes or plugin conflicts. By now, you probably see that choosing the right web host really matters. And it's not just about cost, site speed, or security, it's about peace of mind. It's about how much time do you spend maintaining your website when it could be done for you, and what is that time worth to you? The more expensive WordPress-specific hosting is not for everybody. Let's break down which one you should choose. If you fall into one of these categories, general web hosting might be the right choice for you. First, developers and tech-savvy users. If you're comfortable configuring servers, managing databases, and optimizing performance manually, then a standard web hosting plan gives you more flexibility and control. Second, non-WordPress websites. If you're using Joomla, Drupal, or a custom-built site, WordPress hosting won't be relevant for you. Standard hosting is designed to support multiple platforms. Third, budget-friendly projects. If you're just testing out a simple website, like a small portfolio or an experimental project, a cheap shared hosting plan might be all you need. On the other hand, if you're running a WordPress site and want the best performance with the least hassle, WordPress-specific hosting is the way to go. It's perfect for you if you fall into one of these categories. First, beginners and non-techie users. If you want an easy setup, automatic updates, and hands-off maintenance, WordPress hosting takes care of all the heavy lifting for you. Second, bloggers and content creators. Faster load times and built-in optimizations mean a smoother experience for your visitors and better rankings in search engines. Third, businesses and e-commerce sites. If you're selling products, running an online course, or making money from your websites in any way, you can't afford downtime or slow site speeds. WordPress hosting keeps things running smoothly. Fourth, anyone who values speed, security, and expert support. If you don't want to waste time troubleshooting WordPress issues or dealing with security headaches, WordPress hosting gives you specialized support and built-in protection. The bottom line is, if you need flexibility and control and you're comfortable managing things yourself, general web hosting could work for you. But if you're running a serious WordPress website and you want the best speed, security, and ease of use, WordPress hosting is 100% worth it. With all the extra features, WordPress-specific hosting is also more expensive than regular hosting, but the extra cost is easily offset by the amount of time and headache you save. I'm curious, which type of hosting are you using right now? Let us know in the comments down below. If you're sold on the idea of using WordPress-specific hosting, then one of your best options is Kinsta. They are fast out of the box. Just look at these case studies right here. I'll link to them in the description down below. They provide top-notch security built in, and they have expert support ready to help you when you need it most. If you want to learn more about Kinsta, take a look at those case studies and go from there. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And of course, subscribe for more WordPress tips, tutorials, and ways to grow your website the right way. I really appreciate all your support. Now check out this playlist right over here, which is all about setting up and optimizing your contact forms. Right up there.